Good evening, baseball fans. It's a random Friday, and I thought I got home from work, working in the rain and all that kind of stuff, but thought, why not do a random game of baseball um, with Action PC? Because why not? There's a Robert Woodberg. He's the first one, always in the chat. Well, not always, but mostly. So, and Robbie. All right. So I don't know, man. I think we're just going to play franchise greats teams tonight. So, random game. No Ned McGreevy tonight. We're just going to pick two great franchises and play them against one another. Don't know who. Let me see. What about, let me see who has a ballpark assigned. That always means a lot to me. All right. Yeah, we got the Cardinals. All right. So, I think we're going to do the all-time great Cubs and the all-time great Cardinals. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And even if it isn't, it doesn't matter. I'm doing it anyhow. So there you go. All right. I'm going to set up our sound here a little bit. Ooh, the nice little chime. Oh, I'm quite tired and soaking wet, Robbie, but it's all good. I'm here to do baseball. Cardinals, Cubs. All right. We're going to have the Cubs visiting and the Cardinals at home. Should be fun. All right. And I'm just letting the computer do every damn thing. I'll let the computer manage the Cubs, and I'll manage the Cardinals. Ooh, right. Let's do it. Hey, Clint Parks. And there's Ken Castro. Yep, just thought I would come on and do some late night baseball. All right. And Clinton says he's working Aqueduct. All right. So this is it's just a file from Action PC Baseball. This is all-time great franchises. This is updated to 2016, so good enough. Should be a lot of fun. Let's play, because it's baseball.
Play ball!
All right. Boy, I don't like where that is. I wonder if I can move that. I can't. Oh, well. I guess we'll just deal with it. Billy Herman here. So, looking at what we have here. First for the Cardinals from left to right. Jesse Burkett, Kurt Flood, Enos Slaughter, and then we got Ken Boyer, Ozzie Smith. I'm already thinking Cubs. Ozzie Smith, Red Shanedeans, Jim Bottomley, and of course our catcher's hidden. There he is, Ted Simmons and Joaquin Andujar. This is going to be Andujar versus Clarkson. Should be a lot of fun. And here is Billy Herman, second baseman for the Cubbies, to lead it off, hitting .322, 6 home runs, 74 runs batted in. Andujar winds and fires, and here's the 0-1, and beautiful ballpark here in St. Louis. And Herman lines this one right to Sonny Jim Bottomley for the first out of the inning. Third baseman, Stan Hack. He's hitting .309, 8 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Andujar peers in, has a stretch from Ted Simmons, the wind, and hopefully the pitch at some point. Or is the game going to be deciding to be weird here? Not sure what's going on. Every once in a while, this does happen. Really? We're going to have a little... Yeah, so the game decided to crash. So guess what? We're going to end this game. We'll wait for it to respond, see how everybody's doing. Yeah, the new Bush, but this decided it was going to crash. So until I figure out why it's going to crash, we're just going to start all the freak over. Because why not? Steve Tate is sending me the updated Negro League files that he's working on, so really cool. And I just picked up, because I'm a completionist, so I got myself up to date, except for last year. I didn't pick up the 2022 season yet. I'll wait till it goes on sale. I don't feel like paying $25 for a season that I'm probably not going to play, because I don't care at this point. So we're going to switch to something else. What the hell? What the hell? Maybe we play our Ned McGreevy guys against somebody here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do we want to play American Leagues baseball? Meh. Nah. Let's play our Ned McGreevy guys against somebody instead. Still thinking. There it is. Let's bring in a new team for them to play. Who shall they play? So, yeah, Robbie, that's sometimes it will do that. Yeah, McGreevy's fun. Yeah, McGreevy is fun. So we're gonna send our McGreevy Nuffseds against another team from baseball history. So, you guys want to pick a team? Pretty much any team in history. Let's do it. See how our McGreevy All Stars do. They'll be home, playing at home tonight. They played in Texas last time. Yeah, me too. Super tired as well. I don't feel like doing an actual McGreevy game. We'll just have some fun here. Let me see. Let's pick another one. Let's pick a Boston Red Sox team to put them against. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. Really? So there. Now OBS is acting weird. There we go. Baseball Greats American League. Let's see. Who do we want to play our McGreevies against? How's about... We did say a Red Sox team, didn't we? Let's play them against the 86 Red Sox. Why not? All right. So this will be fun. I think this will be fun. So the McGreevies are, so far they've lost against Texas. Let's see. And lost against Philadelphia. So we're 2-2. 2-2. Lost against the 1929 Philadelphia A's in extra innings. We beat the 1970 Baltimore Orioles and the 1934 Cardinals. Lost against the Texas Rangers. Now we'll play the 1986 Boston Red Sox. I'm going to do an exhibition. So Boston will be the visitors tonight, and that's going to be fun to read. And Dublin home team. Let's cancel and fix Boston a little bit here because I don't want to have to read that way. That's insane. So let's look at what the road team looks like. Road. Road background. We're going to make that a little lighter gray. There we go. There. Should be fine. All right. Okay. And let's do this. Hopefully the game isn't going to have an aneurysm this time. All right. And computer can set the Red Sox. All right. Let me see here. I'm going to give Mathewson the start tonight, but I'm going to see what the computer does with a lineup here. Am I happy with it? No. Wagner's got to play short. We can have Sherry McGee later. How about Cobb, Lajoie? Well, let's leave Wagner in the 5 spot. But why do they have him in left field? Because I just took out the shortstop. That's weird. Why is this game losing its brain all of a sudden? need to make somebody else a shortstop. Who do I have here? It's in the lineup. It's in his shortstop. Well, we could bring in Demontre. No, we can't. I mean, I need a left fielder. Why is this game being so weird tonight? I have no idea. How about Delahanty in left? And I got to fit McGuire. Or I got to fit. Yeah. So let's bring in Delahanty right there. And who's it singing my shortstop is? Oh no, George Davis. No, that's not happening. No. There we go. I like the Cobb, Wagner, Lajoie brothers, Delahanty, McGuire, catcher. Yeah, I think so. Buck Ewing playing third. No. Gotta do all this work. And I don't want Deacon McGuire catching, I don't think. I want Buck Ewing catching. Oh my God. And we'll move him to fifth, sixth. There we go. All right. What's this? Robbie Wertberg says, I also want to pick your brain for proceed with any more on your channel because I noticed one stream in particular got way more. Yeah. The 1920. Yeah, 1920 is going to do better than the Federal League. I could have told you that. Because even though a lot of people in this community don't know older baseball, and that's excluding the folks in here in our family, out there, there's still going to be more people that are going to know players from the 1920s. I mean, in the Federal League, you did have some major leaguers that played there, of course, but you also had some guys that didn't really do much in the American International League. So, and the other thing too is some people at least know enough about baseball history to know that 1920 was a really big season because that's when the 7 remaining Black Sox, Gandil of course already out of the game, were hammered by Landis. Well, yeah. So what you could do, Robbie, is instead of doing one of your impossible replays, why don't you just do a 1920 Chicago White Sox replay? Switch it up. That way people are still going to see them playing the Cleveland Indians and seeing them play some other American League clubs. The Federal League's tricky. The Federal League is really tricky. If you and I'm just going to say this, and I say this kindly, one thing that would really help your channel a lot, Robbie, would be to do, I know you're not a big fan, but do some live broadcasts like this and interact with the chat. That would really help you. I think you would get more people. So a lot of times I'm done and people want to watch more baseball, but I think they want to talk and back and forth and hear a voice. It's up to you. There's Aaron Reed. So, but even so, the White Sox, but 1920 is going to garner more interest than the Federal League. The Federal League is going to be for people like Ken and Clinton, me, Big Clue. These are people that are going to be more interested, I think, in the Federal League. There's Pib 99, another person that I think would be interested. But 1914, the 14, 19, 15 Federal League, try to do something a little bit more mainstream. In 1920 American League or 1920 the entire baseball season, it's going to be a little bit more mainstream than Federal League. Right. So, but Ken, you're a far more hardcore baseball fan, so of course you're going to have way more interest in the Federal League. I think the Federal League is cool too, but I don't think you're going to pull. Aaron, I need to know what I tried to find you on YouTube. I don't know the name of your channel. If you mind putting in chat, so I wanted to watch you do it or watch one of your recordings last night, but I don't know if you're under Aaron Reed or Blind Gamer or what it is. So, Warriors are interesting, Clinton. They are, but I tried Aaron Reed and nothing came up. Nothing came up. I don't know whether it's Aaron Reed together, Aaron space Reed. I can't find. I can't subscribe during a live stream. That's the problem. Yeah. The other thing I would just say, Robbie, is this, and I don't know if Cousin will agree with me, but everybody knows in here, and you've been very open about it, that you're trying to learn about older baseball. I don't think that the Federal League for you right now is the way to go. I really don't. I think if it was the tables were turned, and I'm not claiming to be a any baseball historian. I'm not. I'm a student of the game. But if I was learning about older baseball, I would probably wait till I was more familiar with baseball in the teens, 20s, whatever, before I would mess around with something like the Federal League. That way, you're going to have people are going to see players are going to recognize, right? 1920, they're going to see Babe Ruth. They're going to see a lot. They're going to see a lot of players that they're going to recognize that they're not going to know in the Federal League. And if you're choosing to learn baseball this way as opposed to doing Saber and buying some books and stuff like that and just getting lost in baseball reference for hours and hours on end, maybe shelve the Federal League and pick if do 1920. 1920 is a great season. It really is. Or you could. You wanted my advice. I'm giving it to you. You also have that 1908 replay that's now in its fourth year. Maybe what you could do to get that done, concentrate on 3 teams if you still want to be a big project. Or even if you want to do 4 teams, because that was a great pennant race in both the National and American League in 1908. The National League race is more famous, but the American League race was actually tighter. But that's just my opinion, Robbie. I know you'll do what you want, but I don't know that the Federal League is the best choice for you. I really don't. And that's not a knock on you, my friend. It's not. I mean, I would feel more comfortable like seeing somebody, if Big Clue was creating, or Clinton, Kent, myself, because we've just been studying baseball history for much longer. That's all. So, but it's your choice. But if you're asking my opinion, I say stay with 1920. If to choose between that and the Federal League, do the Federal League every once in a while. Do the Federal League, every once in a while, but maybe highlight 1920 and push it. Talk about the season. Use your Saber membership, buddy. Right? So maybe you could start a broadcast by talking a little bit about. It's very, very easy too. You could find some things like This Day in Baseball. You can find sites devoted to all kinds of things. Do some research on the Black Sox. Talk about some of those players. Talk about some of the Cleveland players. Use the resources that are out there. Right? So, with that being said, I think we have us a good lineup, and let's do it. And if you decide, Robbie, that you still want to keep doing Federal League, more power to you, bud. Yeah. I'll wait for the organ music to finish. Yep. So Ken is offering you some great advice. He says he agrees. The only thing I would say is if you play an old season like the Federal League, you have to immerse yourself big time and make it your only focus. Yeah, it's right. And the other thing, Robbie, just I'm curious. I mean, you spent money and you joined Saber, and you're not using it, and you have no idea what you're missing. Saber is brilliant. This isn't just like a bunch of hacks that are like the crap that you see. This isn't like somebody writing in Reddit or what have you, right? This is SABR, man, the Society for American Baseball Research. And if you spent an hour a day on SABR, just an hour, and attend some of the Zoom meetings like Ken's talking about, I guarantee you in 6 months your knowledge of the history of baseball would be absolutely off the charts. You know, really, really would. I don't know why you're reticent on doing it, but SABR is a brilliant organization. It's brilliant. You know, it's just not like anybody. Yeah, Johnny Damon. Oh, cool. So it's not just like anybody can write articles. So what SABR is, Robbie, which you also have to understand, is this kind of, so in academics we have things that are called peer-reviewed articles. SABR is like that. It's a journal, right? They put out that journal, and it's not just like anybody can write something and SABR's going to put it in there. It's serious baseball scholarship. Yeah, Ken's saying, let me tell you, he's blown away by the massive information on SABR. SABR is just brilliant, Robbie. And I know you're a smart guy. It's just, you know, play a little bit less Minecraft and do a little bit more SABR, pal. And I'm not putting you down. I know you said you wanted to learn the game. Thank you, Aaron. My opinion, Robbie, for what it's worth, you're not going to learn baseball just by playing baseball games. You're not going to learn its history. These games, I think, are an adjunct and knowing their history. I mean, before you came on my channel, you didn't know who Christy Mathewson was or who some of these guys were. And you're learning to your credit, so I'm actually trying to build you up here, my friend. Study some baseball, man. Use SABR. If you don't want to get on eBay and buy some of these big-ass books, then get on SABR. Play with Baseball Reference. Use your Baseball for Windows encyclopedia for other than creating seasons. Dig into it, man, and learn the game. I mean, you're smart guy. So hopefully, maybe some of this. How did Radbourn get in right field? Oh well, we'll play him out there. All right, so Dublin is going to face Boston here. Old Haas, he just wants to play everywhere. So we're going to have Old Haas in there. I didn't realize he sneaked in on us, but he did. Yep, and libraries have baseball authors all the time. And I would say this, Robbie, it's not that like I'm much older than you or anything like that, but even that difference in age. So, and Clinton and Ken can speak to this. So when we were like in our teens, okay, we didn't have the wealth of baseball knowledge out there, right? I mean, the first baseball encyclopedia was like amazing, but it wasn't amazing in the way the total baseball was, right? It was the High-Turk and S.C. Thompson one, and it only had like 4 or 5 stats per line, right? It was just, and it was good, but it was just a little 700-page book. But, I found it in the library and devoured it. Read some baseball novels, man. You want to learn dead ball? Read Crazy 08. Read Crazy 08 while you're doing your 1908 replay. And all of a sudden, everything becomes real. It's not just, I don't know. It's the educator in me that's trying to really help you with this. Read a lot of books. Robbie, there are graduate courses in major universities. Yeah, read Ken's Substack. In major universities that offer graduate seminars in baseball history. Baseball, more than any other game, is so tied up with the history of this country. Well, Robbie, you have heard of Crazy 08 because I've mentioned it on this channel at least 15 times. I'm talking about, Clinton, what I'm talking about here is I'm talking about books. We didn't have the crazy amount of baseball books, right? We didn't have um, the internet. I mean, now it's everywhere, and it's so easy. And eBay again. God, Robbie, you saw um, you know, I did a little review of that Bert Solomon book, and once I get a webcam, I'm going to review it again because I want people to see how beautiful this book is. And you can pick it up for $7, and you can spend a lifetime just in that book. Um, there's I'm looking across my room here. I have a great biography of Walter Johnson, another of Hannes Wagner, the newest one of Ty Cobb. Buy the book for Ken Burns Baseball. The book is excellent, written by Jeffrey Ward. It's superb. I've suggested to my friends many of times, hey, World Source Gamer, many times, right? Pick up Dr. Harold Seymour's 4 books. Or 3 books. There was going to be a 4th. Baseball the Early Years, Baseball the Golden Age, and Baseball the People's Game. There's so much that's in the Ken Burns documentary that is taken directly from Dr. Seymour's books. Unfortunately, he passed away, and that the 4th book never came. He was going to do like the 1920s up until the eve of World War II. It never happened. It's written very well. But also Clinton does make a good point, right? Street and Smith's Baseball and Sporting News, and we had all that stuff, but that's all we had, which was a lot. But again, for $7, $8, you could pick up the latest edition for Total Baseball, $8, $8. It will set you back. That's way more than a computer game. And books are free on Saber, says Cousin Ken Castro. So, good stuff. Yeah, Ken Burns haven't heard that name in a while. Oh my God. And here's another thing, right? So Clinton is talking about, yeah, Total Baseball is totally worth it. Man, I love pulling out that 2,600 page behemoth and putting it on my lap and just opening to a random page. First thousand, what? It's almost the first. It's almost the first 1,000 pages are just in the history of the game. So just giving you some ideas, my friend. Oh my God! But every spring, you guys know what it was like waiting for Street and Smiths and all that stuff, right? And all the magazine racks would be like lined with all those baseball magazines and stuff like that. Couldn't bloody wait. Yep, Sporting News from Nailbox, read it cover to cover. No baseball weather up here, just survived. Yeah, it was raining like hell here and cold and windy. I just spent 7.5 hours unloading a big truck. So, the annual baseball guide. Yep. But hit up your Saber, Robbie. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Wow, you guys are going to get hit up there in New England. 10 to 14 inches. Ouch. Yep. Same here, Ken. You're talking about every box score, even teams you didn't like. Yep, you devoured it. You devoured it. And now what we have. Did you know, Robbie, you can go online and find a complete run of Spalding's baseball guide. Going all the way back, 19th century. All that stuff is out there. Bill Mazeroski had the baseball magazine. Bears Den, welcome in. So yeah, we're not giving you hell, Robbie. Trying to help you out, bud. You have so many options, and I just believe that learning baseball history just by playing these games isn't enough. In fact, I don't think it's sufficient at all. I think these are great adjuncts. Read about these players, then you fire up your favorite game, Baseball for Windows, and then let it play, and those players are going to mean more to you. I mean, I just read something last night. I didn't know we were looking at the other night from the Great Encyclopedia of 19th Century Baseball. MV is ready to jump into 19th century. I was like, I didn't know that about this guy. Well, I didn't know about that guy. Go down the rabbit hole, dude. It's fun. Baseball America, their big-ass guide the other day. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, my God. Geez, we could spend this stream just talking baseball and looking at League Park here if we wanted. Walter Johnson doesn't care. The baseball prospectus is fantastic. Yep, you can get all the baseball digests. Yes, you can. Do it, Robbie. Your love of baseball will deepen so much. Yeah, the baseball prospectus is amazing. It's amazing. You'll have fun, man. And there's no other game. I don't care. Whatever. There's no other game with the rich history of baseball. There's just none. None, none, none. All right, so let's see. We have Marty Barrett to lead it off against Walter Johnson. Johnson, 286, and this is the 1986 Boston Red Sox versus our Ned McGreevy. Enough said. So Marty Barrett hitting 286, 4 home runs, 60 runs batted in, leading it off. And Walter Johnson ready to work now. League Park in Cleveland for this game. Here's the pitch. Barrett lines this one right to Bruthers at first, out number 1. Wade Boggs stepping in and making the making a Hebrew letter in the batter's box, as he always did when he came to the box. Stepping in now, hitting 357, batting second here. 8 home runs, 71 runs batted in for Boggsy. Johnson has the sign from Ewing. Here's the 0-1 for the big train. Fly ball to right. Going back on this is Old Hoss Radbourn in right field tonight. And he will make the catch. Out number 2. Here's one of my favorite Red Sox players of all time, Jim Rice. Really like Jim Rice. 324, 20 home runs, 110 runs batted in for the 1986 Red Sox. And what a fun World Series that was. Johnson with the 1-2 delivery. Rice swings, chopper to Wagner at short. And Wagner sets and throws. Plenty of time to Bruthers to retire Jim Rice and the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the 1986 Boston Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the first, and then McGreevy. Enough said. Come to bat. Leading off, Ty Cobb, 374, 6 homers, 101 ribbies. And Roger Clemens has finished his warm-up pitches. Clemens versus Cobb. Gadman sets the target for Clemens. Here's the wind in the 3-0 delivery, and Cobb is aboard. Here we go. So Ty Cobb, 58 steals for him. And here's Hannes Wagner. Serious 1-2 punch here. Wagner, 357, 7 home runs, 100 runs batted in. Cobb an aggressive leadoff first. Clemens throws over. Cobb back in plenty of time ahead of Buckner's tag. And may Bill Buckner's memory be eternal, and may Red Sox fans forget the 1986 World Series. At least Buckner's. 0-1, and Wagner sends this to center. Tony Armas back, and at the wall makes the catch. Cobb gets back to first. Good point, Ken. He says, actually, you should read Crazy 08 before you restart your 1908 season. You look at it differently. Yeah, and another nice thing about Crazy 08, Robbie, is it's not, of course, it focuses on that great baseball season. Tight races in both leagues, super tight. But it also addresses, it talks about what was going on in the world at that time and how baseball was impacted by it and things like that. Crazy 08 is, for me personally, one of the 5 greatest baseball sort of history books, if you will, ever written, and just such a great book. Another one, not Deadball, but If I Never Get Back, about the 1869 Cincinnati Red Stockings. Just great book too. If I Never Get Back. I'm sure we could open the floodgates here and maybe grab Set up something on Notepad there, Robbie, if you're watching on your PC, because you're going to get a flood. Boys of Summer, a great book about the Dodgers. What was the one by Roger Angel that was, or maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. It was about the 1941 season. Roger Angel, really like his writing. But you can't go wrong with the classics either. Bob Considine, Robert Kramer wrote really the first definitive biography on Babe Ruth. Cobb on first, one down for Napoleon Lajoie. Clemens checks Cobb at first, delivers. There goes Cobb, and it was a hit and run. Lajoie sends it to right. Dewey Evans back at the wall, makes the catch. And Cobb will have to get back to first. So neither Wagner nor Lajoie able to advance Cobb, and here's Ed Delahanty. Delahanty hitting .376, 10 home runs, 178 runs batted in. So when you see this, like 29 steals in a season, that's in the Ned McGreevy League, but I'm actually using baseball history collection, so Cobb actually had 58 steals. Rich Gedman sets the target for Roger Clemens. Clemens throws over Cobb back in plenty of time. 2 down here, bottom of the first, no score. Clemens brings it home. Delahanty swings, pitch out, nothing going. Cobb started to go, but scampers back to first. Cobb, good lead at first here. Clemens delivery now, the 1-0. And the hit and run was on. Delahanty sends this deep to center. Armas back, and at the wall makes the catch. So the Ned McGreevies, they are, it is, I like this. Get up, get out of here. Nope. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played one, and we are scoreless. Todd B. Kama Sutra is a good book, too. Evening, gents. And Ken, he says, good evening, Todd B. Todd B, I don't know if you were aware of the, we're going to be doing a little bit of rules changes for the final 3 games of Ned McGreevy. So I'm trying to remember if you're a visiting team, but the visiting teams will be able to manage against home teams. So for you, it's going to be a little tricky because you're playing Philadelphia. So the first manager in on those nights, and all 3 of the remaining, the 3 games are all going to be double headers: Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Providence, Manchester. And MV's already agreed that it's cool that Ken can manage the Providence team as visitor. You're playing at Philadelphia. We don't see midlife crisis in here very much. So you'll be able to manage as if you're the home team. Then the other teams are just gonna, or the other games will autoplay because they're kind of out of it now. Just wanted to let you know. All right, Dewey Evans, Rich Gedman, and Billy Buckner due up here. Dwight Evans hitting .259, 25 homers in '97, RBI in 1986. Walter Johnson fires it in. Evans sends it to center. Cobb going back on this ball and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down for catcher Rich Gedman. Gedman, a .258 hitter, 16 home runs, 65 runs batted in. Johnson with the 0-2, and Gedman lines this one right to Lajoie. 2 up, 2 down for Bill Buckner. .267 and 18 home runs, 102 runs batted in for the Red Sox. Walter Johnson deals now to him. The 1-1 pitch. Buckner pops this in foul ground. There's a lot of room here in League Park. Ewing throws aside the mask and makes the catch. The Red Sox go even more than quietly, and we go to the bottom of the second, scoreless here. Dan Bruthers, Buck Ewing, and Home Run Baker due up for enough sets. Bruthers, .316 hitter, 21 home runs, 102 runs batted in. Clemens winds and fires the 1-1. Bruthers liner to right. Evans has it for the putout, 1 away. Buck Ewing, .273, 65 ribbies, including 7 home runs. Buck Ewing, a very integral part of that Providence team in our Ned McGreevy League. The 1-1 from Clemens popped on the infield. Quinones going out, Rice coming in, but Ray Quinones will make the catch. So 2 away for Home Run Baker, and ignore the hitting streak. He's surpassed that. That hitting streak actually ended at 17. Baker, 316 average, 8 home runs, 94 runs batted in. Bats from the left, Clemens with the 1-0. And this one swung on, high fly ball to right, but Dewey Evans has it. And with enough sets go in order, and we go to the third, and we have a scoreless. You probably don't want to do that, Robbie, but you could. The Kama Sutra is actually a very, very important book. Not only for its subject matter, but very important. Kama Sutra. And very useful. All right, so Tony Armas will lead it off here. Armas with a 264 average, 11 dingers, 58 ribbies for him. Walter Johnson fires it in, the 1-0. This one popped high on the infield. Home run Baker and Wagner calling for it, but Wagner waving off Baker and squeezes it for out number 1. Ray Quinones now shortstop for the Red Sox. Quinones hitting .237, 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Johnson with the 1-2. Quinones swings and misses, or not, called strike 3 on that cut fastball by Johnson. Hangs up his first K. 2 down for pitcher Roger Clemens. Johnson with a 1-2, and Clemens goes down swinging. We go to the bottom of the third, no score here. Yeah, good luck finding Kama Sutra in the Fan Park Encyclopedia. All right. Old Haas Radbourn playing right field. We can't get rid of Old Haas. He's everywhere. Radbourn, Johnson, and Cobb due up here in the bottom of the third. Clemens works to Radbourn, the 0-2, and Old Haas lines it right to Tony Armas to center. 1 down. Walter Johnson now in the box. Pretty good hitting pitcher. 236, 2 home runs, 14 ribbies for the big train. Clemens with the 2-2. And talk about being a good hitter. Walter Johnson, he takes Clemens downtown. It's 1-0. Enough said. Back at the top of the order, and Ty Cobb. He walked back in the first. Clemens winds and fires the 0-2. Ty Cobb, routine fly ball. Armas coming in center. Has it. 2-way. Big yes from cousin Ken Castro on the Walter Johnson home run. Hannes Wagner, 0-1. The Flying Dutchman gave it a ride to deep center back in the first. Shorter right field here in League Park. See that left field, very long. Clemens with the 2-1 to Wagner. Wagner swings, fly ball to right. Evans back toward the foul line, and in the corner makes the catch. Side retired, but 1 run, 1 hit. Walter Johnson home run, no errors. We've played 3. It's the Nuff Seds 1 and the 1986 Red Sox 0. Back at the top of the order now, second baseman Marty Barrett. He'll be followed by Wade Boggs and Jim Rice. Marty Barrett lined to first, back in the first. Walter Johnson with 2 strikeouts delivers to Barrett. Chopper to third. Baker up with it to throw across the diamond, and plenty of time to Bruthers to retire Marty Barrett for out number 1. Wade Boggs, who would not only make a Hebrew letter in the batter's box, also before every game ate chicken. Every game. Wade Boggs had to eat chicken of some sort. So a little bit of trivia on Wade Boggs and his baseball culinary habits. Johnson winds and fires. Boggs in the first pitch, chops to second. Lajoie up with it. On to Bruthers, textbook 4-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down for Jim Rice. Jim Rice grounded to short back in the first. Stands in the box. Ewing with the sign. Johnson with the 0-2 to Jim Rice. And Jim Rice, big swing and a miss. Down go the Red Sox, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Dubliners 1 and the Beantowners 0. Yeah, that's not all he ate. Yep. No, stats are not being accumulated for the All-Star game, Ken. These are exhibitions. I didn't know you guys would be interested in that. We could have done that. This game doesn't compile stats for exhibition games. What we could do is keep these nuff seds together, sort of thing, and then have a little thing where just as one-offs we would. So I'm kind of keeping stats in my head as far as wins, losses, but that's it. So Boggs also had the habit of stepping on the base as he went on the field and stepping over it on the way out, or vice versa. That's really cool. Ken Castro, gotta love it. All right. So Napoleon Lajoie up there, flied out back in the first. Roger Clemens has walked a batter. Lajoie grounded to third. Boggs up with it. We've been talking about him. Boggs to Buckner. This is going to be close. Lajoie is out by a half step. And Delahanty is nothing for one against Clemens. Infield looking bunt. Buckner in at first. Boggs in at third. Clemens with the 2-2 pitch. Delahanty swings. Fly ball to right. Evans back on it. Makes the catch. A leap and grab up against the wall. 2 down. Nice play there by Dewey Evans. Dan Bruthers now. Only one hit by the Dubliners, and that is the Walter Johnson home run. Clemens, payoff pitch to Bruthers, fly ball to left. Back on it is Jim Rice, and making the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're into the 5th now, and it's 1-0, the Nuff Seds over the Red Sox. And Dwight Evans, Rich Gedman, and Bill Buckner. Clemens, tough guy, threw a pastry at a 60-plus-year-old diabetic reporter. Clemens was a dick. Eminently talented pitcher, but was a dick. He was a dick. But then again, there's been quite a few of those in baseball. So, but a superb pitcher. I won't take anything away from him. Even without the roids, he was. Clemens was really something. Payoff pitch to Dewey Evans, and Walter Johnson issues his first walk. And Evans at first, not known for his speed. Rich Gedman is batting against Johnson now. Johnson working on working on a very special game here, the middle innings. The 1-2, and Gedman, this one a called strike 3 in at the knees. That's the 4th K by the big train. And here's Billy Buckner. Johnson checks Evans. Buckner swings, and there goes the no-hitter. Base hit. Radbourn up with it. Evans will hold second. I'm so used to the McGreevy League. I was waiting for him to go to third, and it didn't happen. 2 on, 1 out. So Johnson looking for a double play against Tony Armas. Armas last time popped to short. Here's the wind and the deliver, the 2-1 from the big train. This one fouled on the right-hand side. Radbourn giving chase, but he's not going to catch up with it. Count even on Tony Armas, and the big train brings it home. Armas swings, base hit up the middle. Cobb has it. Evans rounds third as Cobb gets to the ball, gets it into Wagner, and the bases are loaded for the Red Sox. 1 down. Here's Ray Quinones now. No place for Johnson to put him. Trying to induce the double play here. Johnson with the 3-0. And Walter Johnson walks in a run, and this game is tied. Here's Roger Clemens. Johnson works to him, the 2-0 to Clemens. Clemens swings, and this one line to Lajoie. And a leaping grab by him. So 2 away here and a run in for the Red Sox. Game tied at 1. Back at the top of the order for the Red Sox and Marty Barrett. Barrett has lined out and grounded out. Johnson brings it home to Barrett. Barrett swings. Little grounder to Wagner. Wagner has it. Wagner will go to first, and it's going to be close. Barrett beats it out, and a run scores. So Bill Buckner comes in to score the second Boston run. It's 2-1 here in the top of the fifth. Wade Boggs, last time, he grounded to second back in the fourth. Base is still loaded with the Red Sox. Walter Johnson from the stretch. Boggs swings in the first pitch. Wagner up with it. Wagner's going to go to first again. Bruthers has it, and Boggs is retired. But 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They leave him loaded, and we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's Boston 2, Dublin 1. But the day they enshrine Clemens, Schilling, Bonds, and others will go as the day baseball died, says Todd. Yeah, when headhunting on Tommy Lee Jones, and it was just a movie. Clinton Parks referring to the movie Cobb. Clemens now to Buck Ewing. Ewing, this one a foul ball and on the right side, and this one gets out of play. Payoff pitch from Clemens to Ewing. Ewing swings and straightens this one out, but it's an easy fly ball to center, and Dwight Evans makes the catch. One away for home run Baker, who flied out his last time up. So the McGreevy's again just 1 hit. The Johnson home run. Clemens with the 1-2. Baker has himself. Baker aboard courtesy of the E6, so Quinones booting that ball. First error committed by the Red Sox, and Baker aboard. Home run Baker with 24 steals. And here's old Rojas Radbourn. Clemens throws over, Baker back safely. 1 away here. Clemens now with the 1-0. And old Haas, base hit up the middle. Baker rounding second. And Baker will hold. So 2 aboard for the Nuffseds. And here's Walter Johnson. Solo shot back in the first. And they're looking bunt from Johnson, interestingly enough. Clemens works to him, the 0-2 to Johnson. And Walter Johnson swings and misses. He was definitely not trying to bunt. So that will be a strikeout, the first one posted by the Rocket Clemens. So it's the Rocket versus the Big Train. Back at the top of the order now for the Nuffseds, and Tyrus Raymond Cobb walked and flied to shallow center. Clemens now works to Cobb. Cobb swings, lofted to left. Jim Rice backpedaling on this ball, and he will make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. We've played 5 here at League Park. It's the 1986 Boston Red Sox 2 and the Ned McGreevy Nuffseds 1. The number 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for the 86 Red Sox. Jim Rice, Dwight Evans, and Rich Gedman. Rice is 0 for 2. He is grounded out to short and struck out. Johnson touched up for 2 runs in the fifth, giving Boston a 2-1 lead here. 6th inning action, the 1-2 delivery. Rice sends this one to right, and Radbourn has it. 1 away. Jim Rice, says Ken Castro, in a decidedly different left field. Quite true. Dwight Evans, last time walked. He's also flied to deep center. Walter Johnson brings it, the 0-2, and that is strikeout number 5. Swing and a miss by Dewey, and nothing but error. 2 away for Rich Gedman. Gedman struck out his last time up. Ewing sets up, Johnson sets and fires the 2-2, and Rich Gedman goes down swinging, and Walter Johnson with 6 Ks. And that'll do it here in the top of the 6th. Nothing across. Bottom of the 6th we go. Boston clinging to a 2-1 lead. Hannes Wagner, Napoleon Lajoie, and Ed Delahanty. to bat for the Ned McGreevy Nuffseds here at League Park. Wagner 0 for 2. He's flied out twice. Clemens, the 0-2, and Wagner strikes out. Wagner going on that 0-2 pitch, had the green light. Came up with nothing but air. Lajoie has flied out and grounded to third against Clemens. Clemens winds and fires, payoff pitch. Lajoie sends this down to left field deep. Rice back on it, making a great play against the wall. Jim Rice covering a lot of ground here in a much deeper left field. No big monster out there or anything like that. Ken is right. A very, very different left field than what Jim Rice would be used to. Ed Delahanty now, batting with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. He's flied out twice. Here's Clemens' 3-0 delivery. Delahanty lays off, draws the walk. And that brings up Dan Baruthers, who has pop in his bat. And he has lined to right and gave it a ride deep down the left field line. Clemens throws over, Delahanty back. Delahanty with 30 stolen bases. Clemens with the 2-0. Bruther swings, base hit, center field. Armas up with it. And you can definitely tell, there's Delahanty going to third, but you can see that the manager tendency is not carrying over. So a little bit more conservative play. Then again, we are used to watching Ken Castro doing some crazy managing the past, 5 nights now. Runners at the corners for the Nuffseds, 2 down for catcher Buck Ewing. So Buck has popped out and flied out. Clemens works in the stretch in the 2-1. Ewing swings, and this is just an easy fly ball to center. Tony Armas will squeeze it for the out. Nothing across from the Nuffseds. We go to the 7th inning game, moving along at a really, really nice clip. 2-1 in favor of the Red Sox. If the Dubliners drop this, they will be 2-3. Bill Buckner, Tony Armas, and Ray Quinones due up. Buckner singled back in the 5th, so he is 1 for 2. The big train delivers to him now. Buckner swinging on the first pitch, line to third. Frank Baker making the play. 1 down here. Calm winds. Chilly day for baseball. 57 degrees here at the ballpark. Tony Armas 1 for 2 in the day. Singled back in the 5th. 0-2. And that's a strike 3. Ewing drops the ball, picks it up, throws on to Bruthers. And that is strikeout number 7 by the big train. 2-1. Good ball game here. Quinones is 0 for 1. A run scored when Quinones walked. Bases were loaded. Roger Clemens waits on deck. Walter Johnson with a payoff pitch to Quinones. And hard ground ball to first, and Bruthers will take it to the bag unassisted. That does it for Boston here. Middle of the 7th, it's 2-1. Red Sox over the Nuffseds. Glad to see we got 8 people in here at 12:44 a.m. I call it Friday night. Some people will call it Saturday morning. But here we are doing some baseball, and that is cool. Todd B says that Jim Rice is tearing it up in his league. 1978 numbers are insane. I'm such a huge Jim Rice fan. Huge Jim Rice fan. Great groundskeeper at League Park. This is a nice one. I think I got this park. Yeah, I did. I got this park from Clinton. So thank you, Clinton. I want to sharpen it up a little bit in Photoshop. It has a nice look to it. Home Run Baker will lead it off here, be followed by Haas Radborn and Walter Johnson. As for Insane, says World's Gamer, how about Jim Bottomley? Another big fan, Jim Bottomley. 96 ribbies in 72 games in his 1929 replay. Oh, this is Gary Grigsby? Cool. I never knew until you guys started talking about it, Pib99, that Gary Grigsby, who's really known as like a war game designer, I didn't know he was a baseball geek. So pretty cool. I had no idea. Roger Clemens, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's worked 6 thus far. Clemens brings it to Home Run Baker, the 0-2. Baker sends this down the left field line. Deep. Baker rounding second, and he will hold. So leadoff double for the Nuffseds, and potential tying a run now in scoring position for old Haas Radborn. And wouldn't Ken Castro like it if Radborn would get an RBI here? Radborn in the game did single back in the 5th. Gedman sets the target. Clemens checks the runner. The 1-0 delivery to Old Haas. Fastball. This one gets away from Gedman. And that one's going to be scored a wild pitch. That one low and outside. So Gedman chasing it. And by the time he's back, Baker is at third. Tying run just 90 feet away. No out. Clemens from the stretch in the 2-0 to Old Haas. Old Haas sends this to center field. Armas coming in on it. Will be it enough for Baker to score? He tags, and he does. And Radborn does indeed pick up the RBI, and we are knotted at 2. 7 total hits in this game. 1 error committed by the Red Sox. The Red Sox have stranded 3. The Nuffseds 5. The Nuffseds leading in hits 4-3. As Cousin Ken Castro says, Haas. As Robbie Wertberg talking about black and white images, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, the color photos are nice, and it still looks old, right? Yeah, I get it. I prefer black and white photos, but I do like these Grigsby ballparks. They're beautiful. We got to go out and hunt me some more down. I know Clinton gave me a lot of them, but I know there's some more out there. All right, Walter Johnson 1 for 2 with a home run in this game, batting with the bases empty. And Johnson swings. Fly ball to left. Going back on it is Jim Rice, and he will make the catch to retire the big train for the second out. A run in for the Nuffseds in the bottom of the 7th. Back at the top of the order for the George Beach. He's walked and flied out twice. Clemens brings it. The 2-0. Cobb swings. Fly ball to left. Jim Rice looks up and looks it into his glove. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 8th. We're knotted at 2. Roger Clemens, Marty Barrett, and Wade Boggs due up for the Bo Sox. Clemens in the game has struck out and lined to second. Johnson fires the 0-2. Oh, and we saw, oh well, all gone now, but Spike Owen. And I can't click. Oh, yes, I can see his numbers. That's cool. So just really quickly for Spike Owen in 1986. Oh, wow, that's really dismal. 183. That's all we need to say about Spike Owen. All right. So Roger Clemens is done for the day. And Marty Barrett hitting, he's 1 for 3 today. RBI single back in the 5th, scoring Bill Buckner. Johnson brings it, 8 strikeouts for him. Chopper to third, Baker up with it quickly. Over to Bruthers, Barrett. It's not going to be any contest. Barrett just doesn't have the speed to outrun Home Run Baker. Boggs have frustrated nothing for 3. His last time, he's actually grounded out twice and flied out. Johnson brings the 0-1. Boggs, little number to second. Lajoie up with it onto Bruthers. For the 4-3, side retired. And Bob Stanley will come in to pitch for the Boston Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bob Stanley's numbers, a 4.37 earned run average. He's 6 wins, 6 losses, 16 saves in an 82 1/3 innings pitched. He walked 22 and struck out 54. Opponents hitting 322 against Bob Stanley, a whip of 1.591. Hannes Wagner, Napoleon Lajoie, and Ed Delahanty leading off here, or to bat here, I'm sorry, in the bottom of the 8th. Wagner to lead it off. Wagner's flied out twice and struck out. Bob Stanley delivers to the Dutchman. And comebacker Bob Stanley up with it and onto Buckner, but this is going to be an error. Buckner chasing the ball. This one rolls all the way to the stands, and Hannes Wagner now in scoring position, representing the go-ahead run. And here's Napoleon Lajoie. Slow day for Lajoie, nothing for 3 against these Red Sox. He's flied out twice and grounded out. Wagner, good leadoff of second. Stanley checks Wagner. Brings home the 0-2 pitch to Lajoie. Fastball. And Lajoie, this one a called third strike. Lajoie, a good eye up there, but fooled by the Bob Stanley fastball. So 1 out. Wagner remains at second for Ed Delahanty. Left fielder has walked and flied out twice. Stanley fires it in, the 0-2. And Bob Stanley gets another strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for him, 2 down. Wagner still at second. Dan Bruthers would like to bat him in. Bruthers singled back in the 6th. He is a 1 for 3. Bob Stanley winds and fires. Count even on Bruthers. Bruthers swings. Stanley off the mound to his left. And underhand toss to Buckner to retire Bruthers. So nothing across. The Nuffseds strand Wagner at second, and we go to the 9th. It's 2-2. Jim Rice, Dewey Evans, and Rich Gedman. Bears Den says Spike Owens' brother Dave hit the game-winning run batted in the famous Sandberg game in 1984. Aaron Reed uploaded some Tony La Russa Baseball 3. Aaron asking, so Robbie or Aaron, when you have notifications turned on, and Robbie, you get these notifications, what have you. So good stuff. Aaron Reed saying to Bears Den that Ryan Sandberg was player of the game despite Willie McGee hitting for the cycle. Todd B saying Old Hoss Radbourne called Clemens a wimp. What do you throw? Maybe 100 pitches? Nice. Jim Rice, nothing for 3 against the Big Train. Johnson with 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a home run. The Big Train with a 2-2 pitch to Jim Rice. Fastball. And Rice chops this one to Baker. Baker with plenty of time onto Bruthers to retire Jimmy Rice for out number 1. Dewey Evans up and Rich Gedman on deck. Evans, nothing for 2 and a walk. He struck out in the 6th against Johnson his last time up. 3-2 pitch, and Evans sends this one to left and right into the glove of Delahanty. Rich Gedman now. Gedman has struck out twice. And Johnson is out of the game. So Johnson with a little injury, it looks like. And I'm just going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to bring in Christy Mathewson. All right. So Maddie, 1.78 earned run average, 26 wins, 10 losses, 1 save, 313 and a third innings pitched, 61 strikeouts, 61 walks, 200 strikeouts. We don't want to reverse those numbers on Mathewson. 373, I believe, lifetime wins for Christy Mathewson. Factoryville, Pennsylvania, went to Bucknell University. And that's actually where he is buried. So not terribly far from where I am. I should go up and visit Matty's grave. He's one of my all-time favorite players. Mathewson done with his warm-up pitches. Here's the 0-1 to Gedman. Gedman swings, fly ball. Cobb has it in his sights and in his glove. Nice play by Cobb. Big cheer going up at League Park for the hometown nine. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and we are knotted at 2. Good tight ball game here. Boston scoring 2 in the 5th. Enough says 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 7th. Catcher Buck Ewing, nothing for 3. Bob Stanley stays on in relief. He has 2 strikeouts through 1 inning of work. Stanley winds and fires. Payoff pitch to Ewing. Ewing, oh my, swing and a miss. Steve Reichout. So Bob Stanley coming in and pitching like Rube Waddell. 3 strikeouts thus far for him. Home run Baker is 1 for 3. Double back in the 7th. Stanley with a 3-1. Baker lays off. And the winning run is aboard for the Dublin Nuffseds. Now we ask ourselves a question. What do we do with Old Haas? Well, he sacrificed last time. We're going to leave him in. Radbourne with 3 game-winning RBI in the season. Baker at first with 24 steals. Tempted to bring in a pinch runner, but I don't know what we have as far as... I'd like to keep it consistent here. Let's see. Well, we could bring in Jimmy Collins or George Davis at 3rd. But I think we'll stay with Old Haas. Or, I mean, I was thinking about a pinch runner for Baker, but not going to get anybody with maybe a lot more speed. Stanley throws over. Baker is back ahead of the Buckner tag. Stanley now with a 3-0 to Keeler. Keeler in there, and Keeler bounces to short. Quinones cannot hold on to the ball. That could be costly. 3rd Boston Red Sox error of the game, and Christy Mathewson will not get a chance to bat here. We're going to pinch hit for Matty. And looking at the numbers, oh boy, do we want Sisler? Ooh. Wow. I think we're going to bring in George Sisler. So Sisler now into bat. 341 average, 2 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Sisler has 4 game winning runs batted on the season. Again, that's in Ned McGreevy. Baker at 2nd, Keeler at 1st. 1 away here. As Pip99 says, Matty hit a home run off of Steve Carlton in his game earlier this evening. Nice. Yeah, Ken, you forgot the proctologist glove. They're not different at all, Robbie. They're not different. The only thing that's different is the cosmetics. The ballparks are like modern ballparks, but old-time baseball was originally literally an expansion CD to old-time baseball, and then Stormfront Studios marketed as its own product. Actually got the blueprints to the 16 ballparks that are in old-time baseball, and for its time, they're beautiful, beautiful ballparks. But that's really it, except for announcers probably. And I don't know if you're playing Tony La Russa 3 or Tony La Russa 3, the 96 edition, but they're very similar, Robbie, very similar. Old-time baseball, much deeper program, though, because you've got 1871 to 1981 baseball, and you could normalize to eras and stuff like that, whereas Tony La Russa baseball is basically just kind of like, you know, what like a sort of MLB The Show type game. But it's still fun, still very fun. But play it as a manager, don't play it as an arcade game because it's really janky. All right, Sisler waits for the Stanley delivery, the 1-2. Sisler strikes out. Wow. Swing and a miss. Bob Stanley with 4 strikeouts, 2 down. We may go to extra innings. It's up to Ty Cobb, hopefully, to end this game. Cobb has flied out 3 times and walked. Stanley brings it, the 1-2. Ty Cobb grounded to Marty Barrett at 2nd, who will go to Quinones for the 3rd out, and we have extras. 2-2, we need a pitcher. The Nuff Seds only have 2 left on the squad, so they can't afford to go too terribly deep. Oh my God. Let me see. Geez, Alexander and Waddell. This is boy, you should have these types of decisions. Let's bring in old Pete. And there we go. And I need a right fielder. And let's leave Willie in. All right, we are set to go. So Willie Keeler will stay into play right field. Alexander now the 3rd pitcher. Walter Johnson started the game, then Christy Mathewson, and now Alexander, the only pitcher left, unless we want to, well, actually Radbourn's done, so Rube Waddell, all that's left. Buckner 1 for 3. Singled back in the 5th. Alexander with the 0-2 to Buckner, and Buckner sends this one for extra bases in the gap and left. And Buckner aboard with the go-ahead run. Tony Armas is 1 for 3. Single back in the 5th. Alexander checks the runner, the 0-2 to Armas. Armas fouls this one back. The 0-2 again from Alexander to Armas. This one gets by Ewing. It's a pass ball, and Billy Buckner moves to 3rd. Alexander from the stretch in the 1-2 delivery to Tony Armas. Chops this to 3rd. Baker up with it. The throw to Bruthers, and that will be out number 1. Ray Quinones, nothing for 2. Alexander from the stretch in the 0-1 to the shortstop. Fly ball to center. This will be deep enough to score Buckner. Cobb has it. Buckner tags, and here's the throw to the plate. Close, but Buckner slides in and around the Buck Ewing tag. It's 3-2 Red Sox now here in the top of the 10th. The Nuff Seds did lose a game in extra innings, much like this one, but it was a 4-3 score against the 1929 Philadelphia A's. Nuff Seds 3 more chances in the bottom of the 10th. 2 out in the Boston 10th for Bob Stanley. And Stanley will hit, and he will get a base hit to left. Delahanty plays it on the bounce. Here's Marty Barrett now. 1 for 4. Alexander with the 3-2 pitch, and Alexander missing. That's his first walk. 2 aboard. Here's Wade Boggs moving it along quickly. The 1-2. Boggs swings. Fly ball to left. Delahanty going back on it and squeezes it for out number 3. But a big Boston run on 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 10th. It's the Red Sox 3 and the Nuff Seds 2. Hannes Wagner, Napoleon Lajoie, and Ed Delahanty. That 1996 edition. Okay, yep, that's the one I had. Actually, also had the regular Tony La Russa 3 version as well. Stanley delivers now to Wagner. Payoff pitch. Wagner, base hit into center field. Tying run aboard now for the Nuff Seds. And let me see. Rich Gedman has a hell of an arm back there. Would love to send Wagner. We're going to try a hit and run, though. We've got to get aggressive here. Stanley delivers. Gedman out to chat with Stanley for a moment back behind the dish. And here's the pitch to Lajoie. There goes Wagner, and this one fouled on the right-hand side. Barrett giving chase. Will he have enough real estate? I don't think so. Nope. So 2-2, we're going to hit away with Lajoie. Stanley throwing over. Wagner back safely. Stanley brings it home. The 2-2 pitch. And Lajoie called. 3rd strike. Bob Stanley with 5 strikeouts. Unbelievable. 1 away at Delahanty. throw over. Wagner safe. Percentage is showing. And Wagner. We're not stealing. I know Ken would be stealing with Wagner right now, but Gedman has a 10 arm behind the plate. Stanley with the 2-0 to Delahanty. This one gets by Rich Gedman. And this one's a wild pitch. And with 1 out, the tying run now in scoring position. All right. Well, Robbie, if you ever get one of those 2 terabyte gaming drives that we're talking about, you can play these games. You play Micro League and stuff like that. So, and plus a lot of great old console games. You can add in your own ROMs. So you can use RetroArch, MAME, all that stuff. All the great arcade games from the days of yore. Really, really worth it. They're like $140 and it's just plug and play. You can play TV Sports Baseball, which was a great looking game. Earl Weaver Baseball, of course. Earl Weaver 1 and 2. The 3-0 to Delahanty. Delahanty base hit up the middle. Will Wagner score on this? Armas and Evans converging. Wagner rounding third. The throw to the plate. And they gun down Wagner. Outfield assist. Oh my goodness. It's up to Dan Bruthers now. 2 down. So Armas making the play. He was pretty shallow. Able to just get. I see. Wagner slid past the base and was tagged out. That's what happened. Looking at our text replay down here that I don't look at unless it's a play like that. Stanley delivers the 3-0 to Bruthers. Delahanty in scoring position. And Bob Stanley issues his second walk. Now it gets interesting. Do we want to pinch hit for Buck Ewing? He's 0 for 4. I think we do. And I don't know, but Tris Speaker, I think, we're going to go with Tris Speaker. Why not? Yep. Tris Speaker hitting .341, 4 home runs. 87 ribbies for him. So, I mean, you know, Speaker did play for the Red Sox. He also played for Cleveland, so Speaker, this would be a familiar park to him. Wouldn't it be fun if Speaker could tie it up right here against the Red Sox? Bob Stanley winds and fires. Payoff pitch to Tris Speaker. Speaker lays off and draws the walk. And the bases are loaded, and it's home run Baker. And he is 1 for 3. Doubled. Ooh, man, I don't know what we do with Baker here. Wow. Well, you don't. No, you don't, Robbie. You're kind of getting the wrong impression. The 2 terabyte drive, as I said, is already loaded with like 120,000 games. The game comes filled with games. So from the Commodore 64, the Commodore Amiga, the Atari ST, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Jaguar, the Atari Jaguar, Lynx, Nintendo Game Boy, all those game systems and computers, the Amstrad, the Archimedes Acorn. God, I forget how many systems and computers are on there. And then you can put in old PC games, and RetroArch will run them. Great, $140. The model I got comes with a nice gray carrying case and 2 excellent controllers. And let's see what else. There's Neo Geo is on there. Don't get the kind that you get for a television. Get the drive that plugs into a computer, because to run N64 games, you need a good computer to run those. But yeah, $140. But get some baseball books first. Or get some stuff from Saber for free. Yeah, Neo Geo's awesome. TurboGrafx 16 was fun. Ah, man, I don't know if we pinch hit for Baker or not. This is tough. There's Hardy Richardson. Richardson has the best chance for a hit against Bob Stanley, but oh, actually, no. Michael King Kelly has the best chance for a hit. I think we're going to stay with home run Baker. No place to put Baker, 2 down. Chance for the Ned McGreevy Nuffseds to tie it up here in the bottom of the 10th. Stanley from the stretch and the 1-1 to Baker. Baker swings, fly ball in the gap to right. Oh my God. This game is over. And I mean, in a big time, it's a grand slam by home run Baker in the bottom of the 10th. And the McGreevies win this one. Wow. What a walk-off, right? As Ken Castro says, holy shit snacks. I never heard that before. 6-3 victory for Dublin. So Dublin, 3 wins and 2 losses. Again, it's an exhibition game, but this was fun. Alexandra got the win. Stanley took the loss. What a finish. A walk-off home run by home run Baker. I was almost going to go with, I was thinking about Kelly, and I'm like, That was fun. That was fun. And Robbie apparently sleeping. He says, nice managing, Ken. Hello. I managed this game, Robbie. I'm going to take your wrench away for one night, just for that. Just for one night. There you go, Robbie. Just for one night, man. Gonna have to smack you into shape, dude. Oh, man. Nice managing, Ken. That's what you get, dude. You lost your wrench. Anyhow, man, this was fun. Now you got to behave yourself, Robbie. You got to behave yourself. Oh, bite me. I'm taking away Clinton's, too. No, he says on occasion, even I get lucky. Ugh. That was fun. That was fun. Way to go, Dubliners. Now what's fun is now that since we're building up these teams, we can always just do some exhibitions against them, too. And I think it'd be fun to do the 1929 A's and the 1934 Cardinals in a game sometime. Be great. But what a finish. You guys are right about that. So Dublin 3-2 in the All-Star little project that seems to be happening here. I was really, 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 I was so close, Ken. I'm looking at Kelly and I'm like, damn it. Because I was thinking for you, right, it's get a 19th century, another 19th century player in there. And of course King Kelly's my favorite 19th century player. And I'm like, yeah, damn it, but Baker had a double in this game. We'll stick with him. And he doubled and then walked. He was seeing the ball well, so glad I did. Glad I stayed with Baker, obviously. So, good stuff. And then Clinton Parks so nicely says, then again, a broken clock is right twice a day. And Reed says, well, let me tell you something, brother. We got to whip you into shape, Robbie, brother. I can't do Hulk Hogan as well as Aaron Reed. Nobody can, not even Hulk Hogan. So, anyhow, guys, this was fun. Clinton is a gem, isn't he? I was thinking of some other words, but yeah. Yep. Nah, it's not close enough. Only counts for horseshoes and hand grenades, Aaron. So we can chin wag a little baseball for a few minutes. Aaron, so I'm going to look in the Discord and you're Aaron Reed, literally. Okay. You posted the link. I'm gonna, after we're done talking a little baseball, watch some either Tony La Russa, or if you have some old time baseball, I'm going to watch old time baseball. So, oh, yeah, speaking of which, yeah, being the group curmudgeon is fun. Clinton, you should be interested in this. And I'm sure you already know. Dombrov Baseball, Miracle of Miracles. Richard put out a new update, got it today, installed it, and the players don't show up on the field. So I need to send Richard some screenshots so we can get that fixed. But it looks, he's definitely made some enhancements to the game. I kind of like it. You just download. Clinton, let me know sometime when you have time, if players are showing up on the field for you. They're not for me. I've tried everything, and apparently he has some animations planned for the game. It is, yep, Sports Illustrated Baseball on steroids. It's a good game. Yep, Richard is still at it. Um, I had no idea. Checked my email today, and there was an update for and you got to give Richard credit. I mean, he so guys like Clinton, right? Clinton and I, we bought the game back. I didn't even know Clinton back then. Those were the good old days. Um, Bought the game what in 2012 or 2013, and Dombrov, he did a whole new edition, like not an update, but a whole new edition, and it was free to those of us who bought it. And all the updates, of course, have been free. So good guy. It's not where this game is yet, but it's a fine game. It is a fine game. Just it's a bitch to stream. So, but maybe we'll do a video on it some night, because anybody knows how to play Sports Illustrated Baseball will know how to play Dombrov. But it is definitely Sports Illustrated on steroid. Every season is available. There's already, I think, over, so I think it's close to 100 seasons already done. You can download for free, and you can create anything you want. Super easy to create leagues like this, and Dombrov Baseball as well. Steve Tate had commented one time that you can see that because Richard Dombrowski was a real serious Action PC guy, and actually I have his franchise all-time greats file that I don't even think he has available anymore, but I found it years ago, and there's definitely a little bit of an Action PC vibe in there too. Nice, it's a nice game for you dice chuckers. Um, you can roll your own dice. So it really, if you play cards and dice and you don't have the table space, but you still want to roll the dice, play Dombrov Baseball. I can show it to you guys really quickly. I'm not going to play anything because the players aren't going to show up. But get ready for the. Is this the game of the week music or something? I have no idea. And yes, I have all these new zip files. These are all for Action PC. These are seasons that I just picked up. For 2020, they have like 3 zip files for 2020. So the only season I do not have for Action PC Baseball is 2022. And I don't really give a damn at this point. I'm going to have to find it this way because I didn't make a shortcut for it. So just to show for you dice chuckers what you can do here with this game. And I'm kind of talking to Ken here, mostly more than anybody, for this. But it's nice for those of us who don't have table space, or I have cats. You know, I can still roll the dice, but I don't have to shuffle about cards or anything like that. So that's nice. All right, so C program files. Where the hell is it? So I can make a shortcut and never have to deal with this again. There we go. Dombrov Baseball. Dombrov Baseball. Where is the damn executable? Oh, there it is. Oh, well, let me see if this shortcut will work. I doubt it, but we'll try. Nope. Nope. Get the hell out of here. Alright, so that's the wrong one. Hang on, guys. Let me just create another. Let's create a shortcut. as I think it's confused. Yeah, put it on the desktop. There it is. And we'll pin it. All right, so here it comes. So the first thing you'll notice is the splash screen is ugly. It's ugly, ugly, ugly. But let's talk about this game for a second. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So you can get league reports. So right now I have like the all-time all-stars in here, which there's no records because I'm just doing a lot of these one-offs. But so there's that. You can build a website. It'll create a website for anything that you're doing, which is really nice. As far as active seasons, so there's much, much, much more. This is just what I have in here for right now. So there's all-time all-stars, and there's a modern version of it. There's teams of decade. There's tons more. Let me see, what else can you do here? Until we Let me set these settings preferences. Yes, you can see I have gameplay animation on and base runner animation on, but I'm not seeing anything. And you'll see what will happen, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like in a second. League season tools, I think, is where I want to go next. So league season tools, this is where you can actually bring in seasons from here. Is it under tools? It's been a while since I've mentioned this. Is it import season? I think. Is it this? It's really super easy, but I can't remember which way to do it. Specify the import source, either from the website or from the import folder. Dombrov website. So when we click there, and let's say we want to bring in, pick a season. I guess, let's see if 1968 is done. I think it is. So let's say 1968, and then select the season, and then I can just go down here. So in the older version of this, you actually had to go to the website and download it. So I do 1968 season, and it's there. The 1968 season is now in here to select. So if I would do active season, there's 1968. We can play an exhibition game in 1968 if we wanted to. And we'll pick the usual suspects. And again, you're not going to see any players on the field, unfortunately, but unless this decided to work today. Another nice thing that this does, that Out of the Park baseball does, is you get the proper logos for the years. So here, play exhibition, and let's do it. And so there's, of course, I don't know why it's doing it this way, because that's certainly the wrong field. Why this is, I don't know, it's the wrong field. But anyhow, play Tigers or Cardinals. Oh, hey, now it's at least given me 2 players. But this is running about cards and dice. I just want to show you the things you can do with this. And yes, the funereal music has got to go away. There we go. Really bad. So if you go to settings, all right, and settings, you can do manual dice rolls. If you also want to show, if you're familiar with Sports Illustrated baseball, and you want to play, don't use the speech, by the way. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Where the hell is it? You can see I play this game a lot, right? I just wanted to show you guys the cards. Where the hell do I get that? Oh yeah, there's cards. So all their cards are in here. You can show their probabilities, right? We're going to cancel here. But you can have these cards showing, and you can roll the dice and play. And you can have the cards actually up on the screen if you want to. So, yeah, see, I can't, there's definitely a bug in here, and I don't know what's going on. But this should have, like, all these players and stuff. Wrong ballpark, though, dude. Wrong ballpark. This is not Sportsman's Park, so you can select ballpark. But I'm trying to find how you can see the cards. You can have dice roll sounds. What else? God bless it. I really wanted to show you guys. Oh yeah, there it is. So baseball sim, you can do player cards, save, and there are the cards. The cards are up there. So if you know Sports Illustrated Baseball and you want to roll your dice, you can. And there's the dice roll, the play results. This has ballpark effects, stuff like that. So it's a nice little ball game, and it's pretty cheap too. And you saw how easy it was to do a season, and how many seasons are done. And for the few that really aren't, the Laman database is imported. It comes with the game, so you can just do a Laman import. This game's so much easier to use than Digital Diamond in that respect. And if you like to throw dice, and if you like Sports Illustrated Baseball, it's a good one. But right now, if I did a game, you're not going to see any like ball going anywhere or something. I have to use the older version. Yeah, it does. It definitely has this old feel, doesn't it? It definitely does. And then down here, so you can select. So down here in the right corner, you can select whether if you want to bunt, stolen base, intentional walks. You can go to lineups, settings, results, quick play, and then one click. When you click that, it's going to do basically what you'd expect any baseball sim to do. Get your play-by-play up here, and the play-by-play is serviceable, but it's really not anything to write home about. But once I can get him to fix this bug, because I don't know why it's doing this, I do like the little pop-ups that it has. So kind of cool there. What else? Hell, I don't even know how I did this. How did I do it? Oh yeah, player cards. You can have team charts up if you want to do it that way. So now you have their charts, and colors mean something. These colors actually mean something. And there's instructions with the game. So it's pretty cool. It is really cool. You can hide the lineup grids if you want, or show them. And then playing field standard, or if you want to play in a window, you can do that. I don't know why you would want to, but there you go. So that's Dombrov Baseball. Hey, there's D. Scott Howard. And again, if I could go dig up some dice, I could roll them up, and then you just basically put them in, and then you get your play result. D. Scott Howard says he's just home from his 8th college basketball game in 2 days. 2 more tomorrow. Western Washington University women, they are ranked number 12. Division II, playing for the tournament trophy. Wow. Good luck to them. You know what? He wants a screenshot. I think I should do that right now, shouldn't I? So I can say, dude, fix your game, please. So if you guys will indulge me for a moment, please. It's just like so psyched to see this thing. It's like, this is awesome, man. I'm going to move. Let me see. Can I get out of this thing? Damn it. I'm going to I need to catch a screenshot of this bad boy somehow. And there's the old, there's the help file. Not really much to talk about. doesn't really, it's like if you want to use Team Chart, like you see, you'll click here, and then it's going to talk about all these displays and all that. But you can find documentation on Sports Illustrated Baseball. You really don't need it, though. You really don't need it. And since this opens full screen, I don't know how the hell. Oh, I guess I could use print screen, I suppose, as soon as I find it on here. I'll do it later. So, anyhow, that's Dombrov Baseball. Wish I could show, do a little bit for you guys. You can bring up stats. There's everybody's stats all the way across the board. So you can do actual stats, their charts, and then again player cards. You can export to Excel if you wanted to. So see, we can go. There's how you scroll through every player's cards. So we're looking at the Tigers right now. You can look at probability charts, which is something that we're really kind of fired up about in Action PC Baseball, but Richard was already doing this. And I have to figure out how to get a screenshot off of this thing. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and quick play and just get this over with. It does have a spectator mode, by the way. And game over. And the Tigers beat the Cardinals 4-2. And then you get a nice sort of old school, right? You get a nice box score, which also seems to be bunged up. So looks like Richard's got some work to do here, as this is kind of a mess. And then, or I'm sorry, you get the score sheet. You know what I mean. You can do a condensed box score if you want. You can put it into an Excel spreadsheet or output format HTML, and again, it'll create that web page for you. So finish game and close. And I don't know how I'm going. Oh, I know how I'll get the screenshot. I'll do it tomorrow. So anyhow, that's it. Clinton Park saying good night. Yep, get some sleep, Clinton. I'm going to cut it off here in a few minutes, but just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little while. And we got a baseball game in. So I'm so wired for work. I'm like, oh, got to do a baseball game. If you're going to be around tomorrow afternoon, we might be able to do a little bit of baseball. But Sunday there will definitely be baseball. But yeah, tomorrow. Well, and tomorrow night. But I get in so late. I'm the only one awake. Like I'll get in at 1:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, and could do a game. But the last time I tried that, nobody was around. So probably not. Not at night. Not this time of night. But possibly in the afternoon. Possibly in the afternoon. I really wish he would let me redesign this splash screen. I don't know. It's just, it's an acid trip. What is this? What is this? Oh, normalization data. Reviewing, modifying normalization data is in development and will be available in an upcoming release. So that's kind of cool. Team management profile. So, for every club, right? Look, you can set park settings for this thing. There's really a lot. There's really a lot. And again, you can look at the cards for your players. Now we're looking at the Atlanta Braves of 1968. You can, of course, it comes with those logos. And there are the park settings. And you can see all of these ballparks. And it comes with a gazillion ballparks, by the way. A gazillion ballparks. Even have a couple from the 19th century. So let's look at the 1876 Union Grounds. Oh, unable to do it. Bummer. That's all right. There's an old Polo Grounds. And Digital Diamond players will recognize this, of course. There's Baker Bowl. And I think I found the bug. Damn it, I think I found the bug. So, now positioning in this game sucks. Yeah, I can't even bring up a right. So if I want to move this center field over here, I've got to like do this, and I've got to do. You've got to like move these sliders. That's a bit of a drag. See, look, this is how you move. This sucks. This sucks. I'm sorry. I mean, we love you, Richard, but I mean, how you have to set your fielders. So that is one knock on this game. Not too many knocks, and this actually isn't Baker Bowl either. So I'm not really sure why things aren't lining up the way they should. See, that because that what was showing is Sportsman's Park, and here's Sportsman's Park again. All right, take care, Cousin Ken. Yeah, the lining up players. I mean, while the click and drag thing with Action PC is like, you know, but here you can set up for dice roll and park effects. I mean, it's cool, and I just think it's really nice for you guys. Photoshop some of this out. You got more parks for Action PC or whatever you want. And yeah, I don't know. It's definitely got some. Oh, there we go. There's park images. You can set those park images. Again, it comes with a lot of them. A lot of. I don't even know what we're looking at here. Oh, so Comiskey. Everybody's leaving and I'm still jabbering on. God. What's wrong with me? So we want to set this as Comiskey. Yes. And see, it's not, there's something wrong. It's not setting things right. But there's Comiskey Park. And if you wanted to, again, if you were looking for ballparks, for some additional ballparks, there you go for your game of choice. Take them right from here. Anyhow, I guess that's it. Hope you guys had some fun. I know I did. Always fun playing baseball. Always. So, thank you to Pib99, Paisan, molto grazie. Good to see you. Ken Castro, Clinton Parks, D. Scott Howard, Aaron Reed. I'm going to go watch some old-time baseball. World's Worst Gamer, Robbie Wartburg, who has to earn his wrench back now. Let me see. Who else? Robbie. Bears Den. You know I love you, Robbie, but yeah, sometimes I just gotta be the head honcho, man. All right. I think that's it. That's it. All right. Yep. See you guys. Good crack, says Aaron Reed. All right. Yep. See you next time, Pib99. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was a nice surprise tonight. You guys came in. Until next time, see you around the batting cage.